Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Liv's Thoughts. Today, first off, I just want to say thank you for 600 subscribers. I appreciate all of you guys so much. I'm gonna forever celebrate the small wins, so if you get tired of it, I'm sorry, but we're celebrating every single one. So I appreciate you guys. Secondly, today we're gonna be talking about self-sabotage. I should get a first place trophy in self-sabotage. I feel like I would be so much farther in life if I did not self-sabotage so hard. I've kind of gotten out of the habit of self-sabotaging. I'm still dealing with it. I feel like everyone kind of deals with it throughout their whole life. It's not something that ever like fully goes away, but it's something you can control a lot better as you learn kind of your triggers of it and like the discipline that comes behind self-sabotage. Self-sabotage, in my personal opinion, is almost a domino effect and kind of this chain link reaction. So it starts with the self-sabotage, goes into the negative self-talk, followed by self-doubt. And the self-doubt is genuinely the core root of why we self-sabotage. We subconsciously think that we can't do it. And when we really, truly, at the core of our brains, think that we can't do something, we're not gonna do it. And sometimes, we do things and we're shocked that we can do them. But it's usually when we aren't telling ourselves that we can't do it. So like if you're trying something new for the first time, if you happen to be really good at it, it's like, oh, I didn't think I can do that. Surprise, I can. But you weren't telling yourself at the beginning that you're gonna suck at this, you're gonna be terrible at it, because it was your first time trying it. Like, you give yourself leeway if it's your first time trying something. But once you start to try something more and more and more, and you kind of gain that like, fuck, I messed it up last time, I'm gonna mess it up this time. Ugh, I'm gonna do this, and then this is gonna happen. And it all leads up to self-sabotage. I'm going to use food as a perfect example here because I feel like this is something a lot of people can relate to. Most of the population of the world has tried to be on a diet at some point in their life and probably self-sabotage themselves into either gaining more weight than they had originally lost or just like completely like quitting their progress. This was something that I struggled with for so long, and I'm still struggling with it. I feel like I self-sabotage by binging sometimes, a lot of the time. Every time I get to like where I'm at now, this is like the leanest I get, and then I like gain weight. Not this time though. I believe in myself this time. I'm telling myself I can do it this time because I'm going to do it this time. That self-talk really plays a huge part in self-sabotage. If you think you can't do something and you're telling yourself you can't do it, why do you expect to be able to do it? Like, genuinely. I'm going to use a gym reference here too. When we're in the gym lifting, if you're someone that competes or is like going for a heavy like 1 rep max, this is someone coming from a competitive lifting background, I would put so much pressure on myself that if I did not hit a PR, that like the day I'm supposed to hit a PR, but like if I didn't hit the numbers I was supposed to hit, I would just beat myself up, end of the world. And of course I have negative self-talk after that. Of course I have self-doubt after that. Every single time I go to lift again, it's gonna be this self-doubt. And it's such a toxic cycle that you live with in your brain. But let's talk about how to fix this. When you notice it, this is where self-awareness really comes into play. You got to push that ego aside and tell yourself, like, I'm not too good to not have self-sabotage. Like, most of us in this world have I'm going to say everyone in this world, unless you're under the age of probably like 12, 13 years old, you've probably self-sabotaged before. So just, this is what you're going to do. Next time I'm going to bring it back to the food. Sorry. I know this can be kind of a toxic mindset for some people. So trigger warning if you're triggered by food. But food. I'm eating well. I'm doing so well. I did awesome this whole day. Like, oh my gosh, I ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Awesome meals. 9 p.m. comes around. Feeling a little hungry. You walk to the kitchen, open up the cupboard, whatever you get your snacks out of, and you see a bag of chips, a bag of pretzels, ice cream, something that is inherently not good for you. And you bring it to your bed and you start munching, never stop. And then the next thing you know, the bag's gone, the tub's gone. Oh my gosh, I just ate an entire thing. I hate myself. I shouldn't have done that. I just ruined all my progress. Next time you see yourself doing that, what I want you to do, you're going to grab a bowl and you're going to take some of the things and put it in the bowl and then wrap it back up, put it in the cabinet, only take the bowl to your bed and tell yourself you're going to have one tonight. Self-discipline. Sacrificing pleasure now for pleasure later. Sacrificing the fun now for fun later. Because think about it. when you get this like great relationship with food, you can eat stuff and not have to worry about over binging on it or like overeating. It really like stems from discipline and self-awareness of realizing that you're doing it and having the courage and discipline to stop yourself. And I think that that's where most of us lack, is genuinely self-discipline. I lack self-discipline. It's really, really hard. It is not an easy thing. And that's where like most of the internal work that we do is the hard stuff. Like the discipline is the hard stuff. Making yourself journal every day. It's hard, but you got to do it. Make yourself read every day. Hard, but you got to do it. Make yourself work out or like move your body for at least 60 minutes a day, 30 to 60 minutes a day. It's hard, but you got to do it. It's one of those things that you just have to do. Brushing your teeth every night. You're not going to miss that. Like you have to do that. That's self-discipline. So start building up the habits of self-discipline to help yourself stop self-sabotaging. I think it's just a learning process of learning what works for you and kind of like weaving around that, because I think it's really hard to trust yourself and gain trust with yourself when every time you start something new or like try to do something, you know, in the back of your brain, you're just gonna F it up. Because like, again, talking about personal experiences, I've struggled with this my whole existence of knowing I had bad food and good food. I have struggled with overeating, binging, restricting, feeling bad about myself to feeling awesome about myself, hating where I looked, loving the way I looked. And it's just been this yo-yo effect my entire existence of knowing what food really, really was. Probably since I've been like 15. So it's been a long cycle of figuring this out. But I'm working on it. I'm putting the self-discipline in. It is hard, but every day gets a little bit easier. And that's like running. It's a great example. Every day it gets a little bit easier. It's going to suck regardless, but it's going to get easier. And I think that it's going to suck regardless, but you just got to do it is an awesome like way to think about things. My coworker actually told me that the other day when we were talking about working out. I was like, yeah, running's going to suck, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's going to help me. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Gonna suck, but it is going to benefit you. And when you learn to embrace the suckiness of things and the shittiness of the bad times in life and the bad, like, things you don't want to do, it really does get a lot easier. So I hope maybe this helped you figure out some things that maybe you didn't know about self-discipline. Maybe this was the little message that you needed to hear about self-discipline to get your ass in shape. Whip it up. Just kidding. Do what you want to do. But this is some things that have helped me realize that I'm like, everyone deals with self-sabotage. You're not the only one. It's a very common theme, especially in America. A very, very common theme of us living here. So have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you guys later, and peace, love, and happiness. Bye.